Evie, what are you doing? Is that your intro to the video? Okay. All right, Evie and I are back to talk about Destiny in this holiday season here. And right now, there's not a lot going on other than the never-ending failure of the Dawning Community Quest. So I thought I would dive into that a little bit, given that the pace is actively slowing down and well, the Dawning itself is okay. Like, the presents are giving guaranteed weapons. The armor sets are cool. This community quest is kind of a slog, and I wanted to talk about why it's currently failing. And unless Bungie does something, aka reduce the final goal or bump up the generation rate of Dawning Spirit, we are definitely going to fail it based on the current rate. Right now, I think it's something like we will finish like 10 days after the Dawning ends at our current pace. And given that people are only slowing down over time, I don't buy this theory that there's going to be this big surge of like people who get Destiny for Christmas and like, are jumping into the game all of a sudden. First of all, like Destiny is free now. People forget that. And just because you get Beyond Light or something, I don't know what effect that would have on this at all. So I just don't think that's true. I don't think most people are using the Dawning ship that gives you bonus generation. First, you have to unlock that part of it, and then you have to actually have that ship equipped at all times. So what percent of people are really doing that? 10 at most? I don't know. It's probably not a very significant contributor. Plus, drop rates are so low on ingredients that it's only one Dawning every so often, or one Dawning Spirit every so often when you get ingredients. And our final goal is supposed to be 1 billion. Right now it's 500 million. We will probably hit that by the end of the event, even at this slow pace, unless everyone just completely abandons the game for a bit. But things are not looking good. And the reason being is there's kind of two reasons. And one is that just community quests like this are never that fun. I say this for Destiny, but I also say this across most games. I really just don't like these big, giant number kind of community quests because no matter what you do, you kind of barely feel like you're contributing. Like, you are contributing technically, but like, even someone like Chevy who's grinding just an insane amount of Dawning Spirit because he literally has nothing else to do on the PvE side of the game right now. He's just running a lot of sectors. He's gotten like 1,000 or 1,300% of his like normal amount of Dawning Spirit you're supposed to generate for your own triumphs, and like that's still just a drop in the bucket when you need 1 billion Dawning Spirit across, the hundreds of thousands or a couple million people that play this game still, and it just feels so futile. So like, why am I gonna go and just grind Dawning Spirit where it's not even like a new activity? Like, I'm not running a new activity to get Dawning Spirit. The only way to really get it is to just run all the activities you are normally doing, like strikes and crucible and gambit and stuff, and get ingredients and get Dawning and bake cookies from that. It's like, I think 1 out of every 5 cookies might get you a random Dawning weapon. I already have a couple good rolls. I have the mythical Dragonfly Cold Front that has not been patched. I have surplus high impact fusion, which I really like that fusion a lot. And then I don't know, I have like 8 avalanche rolls that are okay, but I have so many other better machine guns besides that. I just got the raid one with like feeding frenzy dragonfly or something. It's a lot of fun. So I'm kind of done farming. There's just no real reason to keep going. And as I say this, I will apologize for if you can hear noise in the background. They are literally building a house next door to me about 6 feet away from my window. So they do this pretty much all day, every day, and that is going to make filming a little challenging. I'm hoping the mic isn't picking up all of that, but I literally can open my window and there's like a bunch of dudes on the roof, like just putting it together, and it's a little awkward. Anyway, the other reason I think that this Dawning Quest is kind of a flop, it's not just the high number. Like, we had the high number thing with the Fellwinter's Quest, and that people just didn't want to grind that public event. Bungie buffed it. But we don't know what we're working towards. We don't know what the end reward is for this quest. We don't really even have a fairly good idea. Everything so far has just been some combination of random rolls for the weapons, a couple enhancement cores, then a couple, I think they're all old Dawning cosmetics. Granted, that's only stage 3 out of 5, and they'll probably get better as time goes on. The last stage has an exotic symbol for the engram, which, that can mean any number of things. Like, that could be, the range is like, okay, this could be a exotic sparrow or something, or like another exotic ship for the Dawning that's really lame. Or it could be like a brand new exotic we've never heard of that is super secret and hasn't been data mined or something like that. And in the middle, there's like varying degrees of stuff that could be interesting. But we literally have no idea. The common theories are that it's a Dawning Sparrow because we got a ship from Eva. There are I think there's 2 new Dawning Sparrows for sale in Eververse right now. So I kind of doubt that. It could be like an exotic Dawning ornament for something we already have, a weapon. They're selling a couple of those in the store too. It could just be like literally a random exotic engram. Like here's, 1 or 2 free exotics that are random rolls of something, I guess. Or there's a common theory that this could be heir apparent because that was taken out of the Dawning kiosk and Bungie said that was supposed to return for a different event. I don't really know how that would be the reward because so many people did the last event and do have that. So that would essentially be a non-reward for everybody. It would be dismantle. So, and then my common thought is that a worthwhile reward could be an exotic catalyst for something we don't have yet. Obviously everyone has their favorite exotics that they want catalysts for. That to me would be a worthwhile reward. I don't think they would go all the way to having a brand new secret exotic. It just doesn't seem like that kind of thing. But the problem is like we don't know. At least with the Fellwinter's quest, at the end of that, we're like, okay, we're getting Fellwinter's. We know it's a good shotgun, and lo and behold, it's like the best shotgun right now. Here, we don't know. It could be anything. It could be anything from a Sparrow we won't use to something super awesome and cool. I have a feeling if it was something super awesome and cool, Bungie would have at least kind of hinted that or given us some clue as to that instead of just not saying anything. So it's not really motivating to, get the community, riled up and motivated to pursue something that we have no idea about. And anything below an exotic catalyst, I would say is not worth all this fuss. Like if it's just a couple random exotic drops, like you can farm those from anywhere in Legend Lost Sectors in 5 minutes now. If it's heir apparent, that sucks because so many people already have it. Unless it's like the coolest exotic cosmetic on planet Earth, like anything of that nature wouldn't really be worth it for this. So it's just hard to see, what could be behind this that would actually motivate people. But since we don't know, no one has any motivation. So here we are. And now it is mathematically impossible for us to finish this. I think if we literally doubled our current pace, if it was 100% increase, we could hit the goal by the end of the Dawning. Don't know why that would happen at all. Can't see that happening, period. And if anything, I have to believe it is just going to get less and less and less. I do not really expect any big things to happen at reset over the holidays, like nothing super major anyway, outside of kind of usual weekly stuff. So I don't know why people would be leaping into the game for that. It's just Bungie is either going to have to let us fail, and like we get to see what happens when we actually fail a community quest, or they have to step in and either lower the final goal. They would have to really lower the final goal to like 600K or something, because we're not even on pace to hit 750 million. We wouldn't even hit that at our current rate. So they would have to really knock it down. I kind of want to fail just because one of my big problem with community quests like this in general is they seem designed to be impossible to fail. And Bungie's already proven that once when they stepped in for Fellwinter's and just made it easier because it was taking too long. And I think it was going to take like several months to complete at the rate we were doing the Fellwinter's quest. Here, I kind of just want to see what happens because normally, these are just designed to be impossible to actually fail. So I want to see what happens and if they reveal what we would have gotten if we had finished it, and they can figure out a way to put whatever it was in the game next season, or if it's a Dawning thing next year, if it is something cool like a catalyst, like it's delayed for a season or something as punishment. I don't know. There have to be consequences for this kind of thing to be meaningful at all, and I just don't like community events like this. I like things that are everyone getting together to solve a puzzle. I thought the Quarters of Time was a really good example of a community event. I know there's a lot of complaining about like, so, it was only like 8 people solving it and everyone else was just sitting around. That's not really true. Like everyone had to submit their own pieces of it, and like there were ways to help out, and it was just a cool thing to watch unfold. Like it was just a cool community moment. Watching the dawning percent timer tick up like 1% every 5 hours is not fun. Like it's definitely not fun. It's kind of been fun tracking it and writing my articles about it just to kind of troll a little bit and then making this video, but like it's so goofy. It's such a goofy event, and we are not remotely close to being able to finish it. By the time you watch this, it's possible maybe Bungie did step in for a Christmas miracle, and Saint 14's singing has motivated us and increased our dawning spirit by a factor of 10 or something. I feel like if they triple it, then we would probably be on pace to get the final billion goal. I don't remember what they did for Fellwinter. I thought it was like a 5 times increase for that, but it would take something of like that scale to make us be able to finish it. Yeah, so I'm probably going to wrap things up before the hammering outside gets any louder, but I just wanted to do some commentary on that. I hope you all have a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate that, and I will see you guys after that holiday, probably sometime before New Year's. We'll see what's going on then. I don't know what there will be to talk about for our next reset, but I don't know. There's always something. So I guess we could do an update on if we are on track to fail this or not again, but that's probably just going to be a bunch of tweets and not another full video. But I don't think you should be grinding this with, like, you could be playing the game and just getting stuff naturally, but there's no point in individual people grinding this super hard because Bungie is probably going to have to step in, or we're just going to fail and see how that goes. So that's my advice. I'm going to go play Genshin Impact and not farm cookies. So I will see you guys later. Bye.